Welcome to Unlocking Las Vegas with your favorite redhead realtor, Erin Mills. We're going to be covering the greater areas of Las Vegas all the way to Pahrump and Mesquite, talking about trends, events, sports, and more. I'm super excited to welcome all of our guests this year and have a great time, which is everything Unlocking Las Vegas. And welcome back to another episode of Unlocking Las Vegas with your favorite redhead realtor, LV, Erin Mills, and
Joshua Nieves with Merit Lending.
That's right. I can't believe you didn't wear your hat today. I was so excited. I bought a special hat just for you.
You know, I left the house today with really no plans, and I was feeling my curls, and then I got this call from this really special person that was like, "Hey, can you shoot a podcast with me like this afternoon?"
What up, Ginger Power Hour?
Let's do it. So
that's good. Usually I have the curls and you have the hat. So
yeah, I'm showing off the rocking the curls today. So yeah, how are you doing today?
It's a vibe. I am great. I'm good. How are you today?
I'm vibing too. It's been a great day. We had a good bond market pop from the new mortgage bonds that the government's buying back, and it looks like we might start to head into June in the right direction with rates.
I like it. But I still love shopping with my buyers because we have no inventory and we're still getting all the things from sellers. But my sellers are doing well, so good across the board for me.
Healthy market.
A healthy market. Yeah, pretty even keeled. So we want to bring in somebody, and this is kind of how we met, like kind of sort of.
Yeah.
And so I have a 2-mic set today, and so we want to bring her in.
Yeah. This is Daylene McLaughlin with WFG Title, the amazing and renowned title agent, best in the America. She is always behind the scenes helping home buyers get home. Daylene, thank you for coming. And
thank you guys for the impromptu invite. I will share a little bit about myself and how I got into the business, and what I do now is
how we met.
How
did we meet?
Sub 2 and a broken phone.
Yeah. What does sub 2 mean? I'm going to ask you because you've got the microphone. For all those listeners that don't know what that means.
It means, well, there's two things. Subject to for us in escrow means that somebody is buying a property subject to, meaning subject to a mortgage, HOA, maybe an IRS lien. It could mean many things. It's creative financing, and we are seeing some of these deals come across our desk more often with what the market is doing.
Yeah, I've done several of them, met some cool cats, and they invited me on a rando Saturday morning to come present to there was 40 people there.
Yes.
I think there was. So when she was representing the title company, I gave my piece, and then this guy was supposed to leave. I love that he's not mic'd right now, he's dying to speak.
I know, right?
And then he stayed almost the entire time, and we bonded. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm pretty close with Gretchen Powers. She is one of the, I would say, most educated escrow officers in the county.
She did my last one.
Any question that you give to her, she's going to know. She's never going to tell you that the answer is no. She's going to find what the solution is.
Yeah, I love that.
So she's a great fit for the subject to community. She's been really good. So thank you guys for having me today.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. So what's the biggest news in title insurance and title today?
Obviously, you guys know we're dealing with a lot of wire fraud and things like that, ransomware, things like that. So we're taking extra precautions to make sure that that doesn't happen. What we are seeing, though, is that we're seeing a lot of cancellations, believe it or not.
Yeah. Is that more on the lending side?
It's more on the buyer side, and we're not sure if rates went up, rates went down, income values, whatever it is, but all of a sudden we think that we have an escrow, and 10 days later we're seeing a cancellation. And it's becoming more common. So we're paying attention more to the cancellations and why they're happening.
And I hope it's not because of the inspections, because you should be using my husband, right?
Oh, let's plug him. Who is he?
Yeah, Craig Mills with Platinum Vegas Home Inspections. So I like to say he was trained by an agent working for agents, because in my 7 years, I've gone through the wave of different home inspectors, and I like what I like. And so, he was doing inspections for a large company, and I just made him just be his own self. And so he's really attentive, because I'd order a home inspection and some skinny kid with a pencil would show up. So I value that he is the only person that is in complete control.
Makes sense.
He wants the buyers and the agents to come at the end. And then for me, he pre-inspects all my listings. So we give a whole report to my sellers so they know what could come up and what to fix or maybe not to fix, or offer credit right at the beginning. So
And
for
I
all
think
you
that's
listing
important.
agents, like that's a little layer of value to your listing presentations.
And I think it's important because when you have an inspection done and nothing's worse than having somebody cancel over a stove because the inspector just didn't explain possibly
Yeah.
the correct remedy.
Yeah, we
So
call them dumpster
having,
fires.
having the right inspector, even though you want everything to be identified, but also to be explained on what the easy remedy of those are can really, I think, impact that.
But leading up to that, you being in lending, Josh, what about appraisals? How are we coming in on appraisals? Are we coming in on values? Are we coming in as far as the appraisal inspection itself?
You know, that's a great question, Daleen. You know, I had 2 appraisal waivers this month. An appraisal waiver means when you're putting more than 20% down, and we run it through the automated underwriting system of Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, the government GSEs that approve loans, and they decide that there's enough data in the area that the AI, artificial intelligence, is coming up with there's enough value closings to determine that value is good. There's an appraisal waiver issued. I saw them go away a little bit at the end of 2022. I had a couple pop in 2023, but I had 2 just in the last month, which is pretty incredible. One, very high level buyers coming in with very large down payments because they know the market's good.
Okay.
2, we know the values are good because we keep getting these reports that values continue to rise. This is also another reason why buyers should buy now. If they're wondering, is this now a good time? Well, values continue on the reports to rise. And so, you know, you should buy something before it continues to go up even higher than what you can get it at. So
You have to have a good agent. I list my homes appropriately, you know, and I make sure even with I got one. Even with like multiple offers that we're going to stay under that cap or they're going to, you know, be able to cover it. And I love Brent Jones in town because he actually sends in advance. Oh, I take all of his classes in advance. I'm allowed to send my comps and send everything over to him. So he has it. Otherwise I meet them there at the property. I'm that annoying girl to be like, let's, you know, fist to cuff. And I've done Tidewater and I win every time.
Tidewater, Josh, tell us what Tidewater is.
Tidewater is actually an amazing product for VA home loans. VA home loans issue when a VA appraiser cannot bring in the value, they actually reach out to the 2 agents involved and ask them to provide them the comps that can help maybe provide the value of how they came to that value for the veteran to make sure that the deal doesn't fall apart and keep the deal together. It's actually something I think that should be instituted in all appraisals. I think that VA really did it right for that. And there's a big kind of stigma that VA appraisals aren't the best appraisal in the market, but I think they actually are.
Because we've got a chance to rebuttal, we have a chance to prove.
Yep. And then, you know, as far as other appraisals, I did a condo deal this month where, you know, they were pushing the value and we came in like, hey, we really need to be with a certain seller concession to make this deal work. And the listing agent came back, well, I'm not sure the value is going to be there. And I was like, I see it's pretty strong and you're giving up a pretty good seller concession. Now, that seller concession, that appraisal came in $2,000 higher. Kind of the deal was off the record, hey, can your buyer pay, you know, up to $5,000 difference if it doesn't appraise, you know, and I'm like, we still need the seller credit, but yes, they could cover the difference of that appraisal difference as long as we can hold the credit. So what I'm seeing is in the market, if they're priced right, and this is affordable housing, this is 252, right? 254. If they're priced right, and even if they're pushing the market, if there's a little bit of a seller credit given, the appraisers are looking at that as a weight. And I think really kind of bringing that in a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure of the use path rules of exactly how that plays, but you know, if you have an offer at 252 with 12,000 towards seller credit, and you have an offer at 252 with 0 seller credit pushing the market, they're probably going to bring in that appraisal at 248 or 246 because there's no seller credit, nothing that's going to hold that. And it's not that that seller credit's going to push that value because you still have to have the comps in the area, but it's going to hold the weight of where that credit might bring that net in to make it work. And so, you know, that's something I think is powerful because, again, the market's kind of pushing itself. And so if appraisals are coming in now, did I have every appraisal come in this month? No, I had one come in 8,000 short. They were able to make a negotiation and come to the meeting point of that, which worked out great. So good news is I haven't had any appraisals that have canceled deals.
Good. Okay, good.
And but there are ebbs and flows in that and different factors of appraisals. That's a good topic.
And then Erin, what are you, coming from the title side, what are you hearing from the consumer, the seller and the buyer? Why are buyers not buying right now? We know it's interest rates, but let's say that if it wasn't interest rates, what else would it be that would be holding them up?
Well, I think now that because I'm a mom with kids still in school, okay? So I still have a kid in high school.
Okay.
So I feel like a lot of people, when you get to the end of the school year, there's the graduation time, there's a huge, there's so many celebrations, and then there's Memorial Day. I think for me, buyers are always stronger during the summer because people are easier to, list, buy, pack, move, that sort of a
A
thing.
little bit of more time on their hands.
A little bit more time on their
That's what
hands.
I'm hearing. Graduation, school getting out, vacations, kids getting ready to go off to college.
There's like a 3-week period where nobody shows up to anything. Nobody's showing up to any of my sponsor classes, my Zooms, my nothing. And I was like, you know what though? But we are the ones that are getting the deals because they know I don't sleep, don't rest.
We're planting the seeds.
Yes.
Mother's Day to Father's Day, guys. Mother's Day to Father's Day. It's like the second Mother's Day happens, that avalanche starts.
It's Looney
And it's
Tunes.
like people don't come back until after Father's Day. And then they're like, okay, we're out of school. We're here. Like, what's our next move? And I think like June to, I would say like early August is really one of the hottest buying markets for Clark County,
It's
Las
true.
Vegas.
They want to get kids
Whereas
into
the
it.
hottest.
Whereas like, Michigan, where the snow's melting, it heats up in April. They're talking about the purchase market, but I think definitely it's like that Mother's Day to Father's Day window is where I see it kind of get a little bit light and a little bit quiet, and then it kind of
Picks back up.
And I always die like on January 2nd, like I'm ready to work, I'm ready to go. And everybody's like, just getting started with the classes here. And they're like, oh yeah, about February, we'll start working again. And I'm all, okay.
This is real.
Okay.
Coming from the title world, this is real.
I think,
where are you guys?
I think every single Thanksgiving I have worked, I'm either doing a walkthrough, I'm buying, I'm listing. And so like, I'm your girl.
Okay.
I'm not a holiday girl though, so.
Holiday agent right here, Ginger Power. So what else can we talk about? What's going on nationwide? How are your agent community doing nationwide?
I think there's a struggle. I really feel like, it's kind of another COVID. I feel like the cream rises to the top. It's going to weed everybody out. Everybody's, freaking out because they don't have their head in the game. They're not, they're not learning. They're not at the CE classes. They're not out there. They don't know what to do. Because, I teach social media, and this is a way to touch so many people across the world people. I mean, we live in Las Vegas, but I've got agents now.
We're a transient city. We know that there are people
coming and going
all the time
around the world.
Absolutely.
So with my social media, which is what I teach, like I'm trying to like better agents, better title, better lenders, better everybody, so that you're touching people at all times. And the amount of referrals I'm getting coming in from platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, because it pushes it out. Facebook is a little bit more internal.
Yeah.
Still where the majority of my clients come from, not the referral basis, because that's your community. It's not a selling platform.
I love that. I'm pretty excited. I wanted to share something to your agents. You have a lot of agents that watch this podcast, right? So agents, if you're watching, or buyers, if you guys are watching, there's something that is new in this community of all of the nation called mortgagematchup.com, mortgagematchup.com. If you go on there and you want to find the best deal, the best interest rates, the lowest pricing, for your home purchase or your payment, the best loan programs, these people on this website, mortgagematchup.com, are going to be there to help your people get home. This is where the consumers, where realtors, if you're not using somebody, or if your loan officer is not on this website, they're not giving the best deal to your clients. And it's time to start interviewing new loan officers. And they're right there. All you have to do is pull up your address, run your area. It pulls up all of the top loan officers that are offering the best pricing, saving an average of $9,600 a closing for the consumer. That's a lot of money for every homeowner, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely want you guys to check it out. If you guys are watching this, go to mortgagematchup.com. If you're not in Las Vegas, if you are in Las Vegas, you'll see me. But if you're not in Las Vegas, at least you'll find the best of the best that are like me, that are doing the right things and getting the right people, the right loans. So I wanted to share that with everybody on this platform today, and I'm pretty excited to tell people about that.
I like it.
Also, mortgagematchup.com signed an agreement with the WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association, and the NBA. And they're going to be running commercials because they really believe in, having the consumer find the best mortgage options and the best realtors. So I think that'll be something that when they find the lender, it'll come to the right realtor. So partner up with realtors. If you're watching this, partner up with these lenders and go find some more buyers. Buyers, if you're looking to get home, go to this website. It's going to help you out. Yeah.
And find some kick butt people that are like the sharks. I call myself the shark. Like, I'm like the angry cheerleader. Like, everybody loves me in town, but when it comes to the brass tacks, let me tell you, I got this $50 hat for $10 because I will walk into like Saks Fifth Avenue and ask for a discount.
She negotiates.
Yeah, I negotiate.
So is that how you're gonna make me rich? You're gonna give me a discount?
Yes.
On
Yeah.
my real estate?
Yes.
And then like what, how do you make people rich? Like what is that? Is that like, what's your statement in that?
My statement in that is that, as we all know, owning real estate is going to, financially independent you. It's going to, gain you your wealth, for your family and stuff like that. I'm here to make any business owner wealthy by teaching them how to capitalize on social media, which is free. These platforms are free, people. So you can touch more than what you think is just in your friend zone. Okay. So it's more about, having the real estate, portfolio to make you guys rich and, stop paying other people's mortgages, basically. And you can kind of hop in that. People are so scared. I met with a great couple, and the husband was ready to go. He got loaned up. I don't even think the wife knew, because she doesn't work. They're young.
Okay.
And she's very scared because her family is always rented. So I was showing them rentals, and I'm having a conversation, and you get the typical answers, well, it costs so much, isn't it 20% to get into a house? What?
No.
That's a myth. That's a myth.
And so I was like, okay, cool. Let's go. And first time home buyers, so many programs. There's $0 down. There's people like me who can almost get all of your closing costs covered. And I was like, first of all, at least here in Las Vegas, you have to have 3 times the rent to qualify to get in. They want to see over 680.
That means you qualify for a mortgage. If
Then you have first down, security,
paycheck
key,
and the rent.
pet, and all the
Yep.
things. I go, so we have $6,000 for me to play with. I go, I could get you into a home. Like, you have no idea.
Amen.
Do you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and then they're
Why
like,
sign this $3,200?
yeah, but oh, what if something breaks? That's called a home warranty. I'll give you my handyman list. I'll give you everything. And that's what an inspection is for. So we're going to make sure it's nice and sound and all the major pieces of parts are working well ahead of the game. So it's just, why don't we teach any of this in school?
That's the beauty. You actually touched on something really important, Erin. Like, what if something breaks? Okay, so you're now paying $3,200 a month to your landlord for the next year. And, fast forward, that's 3 years that goes by. You're now over $100,000 that you've paid into this house that you live at, right? And every time something breaks, you get to call them. Maybe it was, the doorknob broke, $45. Oh, the vent broke in the bathroom.
Even if it was a fridge,
oh,
which a home warranty covers.
There's a clog, $400. Oh, the AC unit went out, $2,500 or $7,000 to get a brand new one, right? But the moral of the story is like, yes, you're going to put some of that money in, but you're also going to reflect back. Now, if you went back into the homeowner side of it and you were to now have the same payment budget and you had to make those repairs, and let's say you're $8,000 into repairs 3 years from now, then yes, that was a little bit extra expense for the family. However, if you are in a financial burden, you can now list this house back with Erin.
You can
who
take a
sell
HELOC.
it or take the HELOC. But let's just say they decide to sell, they want to exit. They now get to walk away with
20, depending.
20% profit, $60,000, $80,000, $90,000 minus their $8,000 in repairs. Whereas,
and they got to write it all off every single year.
Yep. And if you're renting, you paid all that money and the landlord came out and fixed it. But how much money did you get to walk away with at the end of 3 years?
So I have this YouTube short that is like going viral, and it just is annoying me. Like, they always say, like, don't live in the comments, but like, I'm in the comments, like, fighting.
I
right?
live in the comments sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's just this one thing, and it was very simple. It's like, people are afraid of 7% interest, but if you're renting, it's 100% interest. And I have the masses fighting me saying, you don't pay interest when you're renting. I'm all, wait, Google it. What are you talking about? No, it's 1,000% interest. You're not.
It's all interest.
It's all interest, and they can't like get.
You're not paying interest. You're just paying somebody to get rich off of you. And yeah, it's not technically interest. You have a contract, but
It's
you're
killing
paying
me.
100% of your rent to somebody that's giving you 0% back. That's called 100% interest. So if you're watching this or living in her comments, correction
stop.
mathematically, she's right, you're wrong.
Just stop.
Really, what it boils
yeah.
down to, if you're renting, you're helping pay somebody's mortgage off. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Or
You're
you're
helping
helping-
create
not even-
equity, wealth
I
equity
don't
for
even look
somebody
at
else.
it that way. I don't even look at it that way. When you're paying somebody else's mortgage, you're paving the way for their heirs. You're actually
You're helping another
taking care of
family.
their generation's future, not your generation's
Exactly.
future. And it's like, you want to leave something for your family. And if you're going to pay $2,500 a month, or The old adage saying is, I can buy something for $250. I can pay $1,500 a month on it for 30 years. I'll have paid $500,000. And in that 30 years, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to sell that house for 500,000. There's your timeline. I got all my money back, and it's based off of the appreciation of a home, but I didn't spend $1,500 a month for 30 years and walk away with zero.
Well, let me tell you why.
That's the wealth.
Let me tell you how social media and television shows are bad. Okay, because everybody feels like they're entitled to start at their dream home. They don't understand buying a condo, then moving up to a townhome, and then a smaller single family, and then moving up in the world. Like they think that they see everything on HGTV and, like, you know, the 3 homes, like
$1 million listing.
yeah, I raise butterflies and he sells milk and our budget's like $2 million. It's not how it works. And so, you know, trying to tell like this young couple that I have, I was like, you know what? Because I know it cuts you out, but it's a good thing. You know, let's go look at new home builds because they will buy down your interest rate. I can't use you guys, but you know, it's for the good of you guys.
At the end of the day, it's about the customer.
That's
what it's about.
Yeah.
Getting the customer in the best house, best price, best deal possible, where they don't feel house poor, because I feel like that's where they're at right now.
Yeah.
They're nervous about being house poor.
Yeah.
Paying cable, water, trash, HOA, all the things that they haven't had to pay with HOA, but then they're going to see the benefits also.
Oh, and Erin, every time you close a new home builder, I want to correct you. You help me and Daylene out so much.
How is that?
Because see, you are now creating our future pipeline, because one, these builders are out for profit. So they give you that concession and you get to use their lender, but that lender is not going to call them back. And so now you get to take all of your sphere of influence clients
When they're ready to refinance, when they're ready to sell and buy.
Hey, yes.
Exactly.
Call Joshua, and I'm going to take all my deals over to Daylene or to your other partners, and we're going to be able to feed everybody. So every time you close a new home build or any realtor closes a new home build, it's actually great for every loan officer and every title company.
Yeah.
That's your partner, because that's future business for us, because we get to come back around and support you and say, hi, we're Erin's go-to, and it's time to lower your payment.
Yeah.
Save you money. And so you get that glory of like, hey,
and you know what's funny?
Saving you money.
And again, it's about the non-education in this whole entire freaking country. I'm actually glad people are watching this on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and all the things, because I've been in real estate for 7 years. Before then, nobody talked to me about refinancing my house.
Well,
I think I was
is that what brought you into real estate?
No.
What brought you into real estate?
It's not midlife crisis. No.
Okay, fair.
So no, our family owns a wedding venue, and I did weddings for 22 years.
Don't
11.
say you don't believe in marriage.
Yeah, right. No, I've been married for 28 years.
No, I just met somebody. They own a wedding venue and they don't believe in marriage.
Oh, I don't believe in spending money on a wedding. Oh, did I say that? I just spent a nut on my daughter's wedding, but I only have one. You will do it. But my point is that I just kind of got burnt out. Like when Pinterest was born, and I like to save people money. And so it was killing. Even before real estate, I was like, are you sure you don't want to just buy a house? That seems smarter than 20 grand today.
Yeah. Throw a party in the backyard for a wedding instead of a
before real estate was even on my blip. But anyway, that's how I kind of got into it. So yeah.
So you were like, maybe I want to get into this.
Yeah. My best friend was a realtor, and I was like, hey, how do you do this? And she laughed. She gave me the number to Key Realty.
And here you are.
But I was like, real estate isn't for everybody. It's hard.
I agree. It's
hard. And you know what? You better have a year, 9 months.
Working in real estate is not for everybody. Owning real estate is for everybody.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
So, I mean, honestly, like I get that. But I think everybody should become a homeowner. And I think that's what's so amazing about the zero down program that's in the market right now.
And that was on our podcast last week.
Yeah.
So let's break that down. I had questions. It is for new home buyers.
First-time home buyers, if you're above the area median income limit of your area here out here at $72,250, you actually can be a repeat buyer if you're below $72,250. I think the chances of that actually happening are more limited. However, we can cross that bridge in discussion.
When you say repeat, do you mean repeat customer?
They own a current house and hold on to that house and buy another house with the down payment assistance program, but they have to make underneath $72,250.
I'm gonna have my kids call you.
But this program is mainly geared towards first-time home buyers up to 500,000. Down to 620 if you're at 72,250 or less in Clark County. Each county is a little bit different, so we gotta check with that current lender in that area. And then above the 72,250, you just have to have a 700 FICO score. So there's a little bit of a gap for the people not between 620 and
I finally met
700.
somebody that talks faster than myself. Remember, we
However,
talked about the DJ voice.
yes. However, if you are making above 72,250 a year and you do not have a 700 FICO score, call me. I
Good
will
thing they can
coach
just
you
hit
to
back on the
700.
podcast and just replay and
Yes.
replay and replay your
Yes.
voice.
Call me and I will
Just
coach you
call me.
to 700 FICO scores and get you the down payment assistance.
Well, and I want to end with this. So it's graduation. Okay. And so moving forward, so my kids, my daughter and son-in-law, they had a home before we even went into the wedding. Okay. I was
they
like,
bought a home prior to the wedding.
yep.
Okay.
First of all, it was COVID. They got kicked out of the dorms. They were living with me. And I was like, nah,
No.
you got to buy a house. So we made it
Good
happen.
job.
Good job, Mom.
So wherever my son is determined to go to college, so all of you parents of graduates, college, either they stay in the dorms, which is great. I did too, but I would buy my kid a home or an apartment or condo wherever he's going to school, fill it up with, other roommates that their parents are paying Rocco's mortgage, right? So I'm even thinking about buying him a townhome or a condo now. He's 15. Let's be clear, renting it. So if he felt like moving back, to Las Vegas, he had something that would be his.
No, I think that's really smart, and you could rent it out to other college students until time is time.
He's thinking Utah. It's a little
Yeah.
lower
And
there.
let's not forget how much college is costing these days. So I mean, what a genius move of like being able to counter that cost by making an investment in that area.
Fill that house up with all the other rental parents, have them sign
education.
leases.
Oh yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Or if they're staying at home, I loved this. After 18, if they're staying at home, going to a college, in your area, have them pay you rent $250 a month, match it, talk to your CPA, put it into a great account. In 5 years, when they're done with college, boom, down payment.
And I have to say, I agree with that. That's a great idea. That's an incredible idea, actually.
They can pay that rent and match
teaching
it.
them a little bit of responsibility.
And it's not that much. Like start at $250,
Yeah.
They can do that.
Guys, Erin's hat is speaking volumes right now. She's going to make you rich. So listen to her.
Everybody thinks you're going to be poor when you get into a home.
Yeah.
It is not true.
House hacks. I mean, they create wealth. I've never seen somebody buy a house and not be in a better position. I literally just came across a pre-approval the other day where the buyer had $5,000 to his name. I came across another pre-approval. We're moving from another state to here, and they have been homeowners, and they are moving with $280,000 of equity to put down on their house that they've owned for, I think, maybe 4.5, 5 years. And I just think that that's a testimony of like wealth, renter 5,000, wealth, homeowner 250,000. Those metrics are really real.
Yeah, and my new saying is, so when I was dealing with the husband that wanted to buy and the wife that was scared, I said, you don't know to say no until you know. So let's get you pre-approved. Let's see if the numbers match. We always work backwards. I want to know what you're comfortable with paying per month. Go that route. Don't tell me you want to spend $500,000 if we're down to $395. That's going to be our target range to not make you house poor. So give me a call, man. You don't know to say no until you know, and say no if you know.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
That's some ginger power right there. In the ginger power hour. I love it. Erin, you were on fire today. I love it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. And as always, just send us a DM and we'll hook you up. So don't say no till you know. Bye.